have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make sense.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I won't always smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regret, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings Ladies all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm...
Wait a minute, you did.
But we spend our green money.
And then they come, wait a minute, hey, wait a minute. Then you come out here.
Call the police.
Please, we need a report.
Please,
Please, call it.
Please,
Oh, we need a report.
You called us some niggas and you called us the police? Come on, Ken.
Hey, you messed up, man.
No, I didn't mess up.
Yeah, you did. Because this is their first time experience and they're friends of mine here.
That was
and then
not-
you want to make me feel bad
That was
because
not
I
the-
sat down at the table
That was
and then
not-
you asked me if I'm going to consult with these NIGGERS.
No.
Yeah, that's
Bullshit.
exactly what you said. Every one of them heard it.
No, they did not.
Yes, they
Because
did.
They was all in.
Yes, they did. And then when I got pissed off and you knew I was pissed, you went and hid behind the bushes.
No.
And I walked right around there and couldn't find you. That's not right. This is their first time here.
That was.
I was just bragging. Ask everyone. I was bragging how good it was to come here.
back. But if you
And they
don't
wanted
come
to
in,
come back
right, come
until
back.
you showed your ass out here and had a problem with race.
Today is my son's 22nd birthday and he has to encounter this? Really?
That's not right. and
You should
know
be
it's not.
ashamed of yourself, man.
You should.
So you know what? We're not going to have anything else to say. We're not causing problems. I'm making my point to you. These are my friends. I've known him a long time.
Our first time down
And you
here,
did not
and he
like
called
it
all
that I
this.
sat down and when I come out, you confront me for talking to him.
No, man, we're not leaving because
You say, so you condone this? That's what you asked me. You condone the blacks? Ain't no condone about it. They're my friends. They're just like us. You just didn't want them in there. And I'm not for that. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, everybody that eats in here that I know will probably never be back.
Oh, this is going live. I'm posting all of this.
Thank you, Mr. Thank
Hey,
you.
How was it?
I apologize y'all's first night
You
that
can't
this
pick
happened.
stupid, sir. You cannot.
Just tell me what was said when you walked out.
When I walked out, he jumped all over me and said, so you condone sitting at the table with the NIGGERS?
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So that was all nefarious. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone. Now listen, that clip was from a place called Nick in the Sticks. Okay, and so if you look like me, you may not want to go there. All right, because clearly you're not welcome. Please pay attention. All right, so with that all been said, everyone please get the likes up. Let's get ready to get into it. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._AShakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. All right, please double check to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. Okay, specifically if you have not been receiving your notifications. Okay, so let's get into it. Lana L is here. Courtney J. All right. Sophie B. Tribal is here. Juju B. Lloyd M. is here. Nessie X. That Crazy Bitch Aries. Chris B. Above all that drama. Timber Dan. All right. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. Switching Lanes is in the house. All right. Nessie X said it's a darn shame. It absolutely is, beloved. It's 2024. Okay, Bithia is here. G from the land. Grand rising to you, beloved. Okay, Sharon is here. Maurice. All right, so let's get into it. Jeff ATL, all hell no. All right, just anticipate. Miss Eby. Hold on, what did Maurice say? Queen, I knew you'd be on this one, twerking for black votes. This almost made me sick to my stomach and ashamed. If this ain't a slap in her black supporter's face, then nothing will ever be. Exactly. Hey, Randy D, Buckhorse DC, Fosheezy is in the house. Okay, so let's get into it, Miss AP. Likes up, everyone. Listen. Now, this is all so crazy because, you know, I would think that at this point, Kabami, and yes, I said Kabami. Okay, at this point, I would have thought that she would have had better sense than to do the same pandering tactics that they did last election. The foolishness of it all. Now, remember, they had to get your booty to the polls where they had the strippers coming out there to entice black men to come to vote. So that's what they think of black men, that you're not intellectual enough, or you're not educated enough. Okay, you don't have enough class about yourself to go and vote based off of someone's politics and what they can or can't do for you and your community. Okay, so you just need to go when you see somebody out there stripping, twerking on a pole. That's what they want you to do. Well, of course, that's what they think of us, the Democrats, okay, collectively. Now, with that all been said, let's not forget how this came out. I'm going to show this brief clip. I'm not going to show the whole thing because it's all nefarious, but you'll get my point. So that was when they wanted the black women to deprive the black men of sex, so they would go and vote. That you're not getting any, no voting, no vucking. That's what they called it. So this is what they do. They always want to bring out things that are of a sexual nature when it comes to us, things that involve debauchery, things that are ghetto and ratchet. Okay, so they act like we don't have any class, and as if this is the way to get us to do what they want us to do. And I'm tired of it. How about you all? Aren't you all tired of it? Now, I would have thought, as I said, that Kabami would have learned her lesson by now, because surely she's had to have heard some of the criticisms that we've given for the past things that they've done. But yet they continue a slap in the face, okay? And so Megan came out there and twerked. Now, some tried to compare it, some of her supporters who just are going to be there regardless, they tried to compare it to when Trump bought out Amber Rose. Well, here's the thing. Amber Rose did come out for Trump. Yes, that too was a little ghetto in my opinion. But at the end of the day, Amber Rose didn't come out there twerking. She came out there working. Okay, she came out there and was talking, trying to talk people into voting for him. Which I would have preferred Megan had done. I would have preferred Megan got up there and tried to tell people to vote for her, you know, just by her words, just by talking about her politics or something like that. But no, that's not what they did. She got up there and twerked. And I guess that's how they appeal to us collectively. This is also ridiculous. You know, at the end of the day, any black person who is praising Kamala Harris, you are a fool. That's what you are. In my opinion, you're a fool. Because here's the thing. Even if you think or feel that you absolutely have to vote for her to avoid getting 45 back in office, that's understandable. But at the same time, do what you got to do. But you don't have to praise her in the process. You see, you don't have to skip over her nefarious track record. You don't have to act like she's not a whole panderer. You don't have to pretend that she's black. You don't have to act like that she basically is going to do something for us. That's what you don't have to act like. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling anybody who to vote for. Vote for whomever you choose. Okay, but at the end of the day, you should be sick and tired of this because it's an insult to our intelligence. They don't do this to any other community of people other than us. Okay, and this just further goes to prove, as far as I'm concerned, that Kabami's not like us. Because if she was a real black woman, she would know that this is not it. She would know that that's not how you do it. Okay, do you all remember what Malcolm X said so many years ago? Okay, about this with the Democrats, the liberals. I just want you all to pay attention. That's right, that crazy bitch Eric said Kabami's not like us. She absolutely isn't. Okay, and she absolutely isn't. Now, let me just go to a clip. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, I'm only going to show like a brief clip of this because it was actually like almost 4 minutes long. We don't need to see all of that to get the gist of it.
Every time open a sex gate, my kick and words, my faith that can't even only been one says. It's like an earthquake, don't calling you out. Create a constant, just get it from your back. Such a nice place, just a more for all. Each
Okay, I'm sorry. Say what? Now, here's the thing. Why couldn't she have gotten somebody, at the end of the day, this is just also ridiculous. But my question is, why couldn't she have gotten someone intellectual to come up there and just speak on her behalf? But this is a common theme with the Democrats. This is what they always do. More of the same. But let's go back to what Malcolm said. Likes up, everyone. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. I'm going to share my screen so we can revisit this brief clip of Malcolm talking about the liberals.
The problem. But you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox. And a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to. But the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling. You take him for a friend. There are many whites who are trying to solve the problem.
Now, I want you to pay attention. That's not exactly the clip I was looking for. I was looking for the one where he talked about how the liberals bring these celebrities out here and act like they represent us. But nonetheless, that's still a good clip because pay attention. What did he say? He said, you never notice the fox because the fox is sneaky. That's Kabami and the rest of the Democrats. Okay, you know what the wolf is up to. You see the wolf coming. That's Trump. Because we know what Trump's all about. He's shown everybody. He can't hide it. Okay. But at the end of the day, it's Kabami and those Democrats that always come in through the back door. That's what they do. They always pretend that they're so loving of Black folk, coming to the churches and all of that, pretending to have empathy and sympathy when one of our people is murked by the police. They do it every election cycle. Don't we all know that by now? Aren't we all used to it? You see there, this is what they do every election cycle. This is what the Democrats do. They always find some poor Black person who lost their life at the hands of police, and then they want to bring that to the forefront to try to garner votes, to pander to Black people by faking as if they really give a darn. But they don't, do they? Of course not. At the end of the day. Okay, and so this is also annoying for me, and it should be annoying for you too. But so let's talk about it. Because here's what they say in the reports. Megan Thee Stallion dances, raps, and stumps Vice President Kamala Harris in lively rally. They try to make it sound all good. Make some noise for Miss Harris, our future president, the Grammy winner shouted to a packed house during the Atlanta event. Rapper Quavo, Stacey Abrams, and Senators John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock also spoke at the rally. Now, dressed in a hot girl attire while bouncing and twerking to her hits, Megan Thee Stallion stumped for Vice President Kamala Harris. We're about to make history, shouted Megan Thee Stallion while rapping her Grammy-winning hit Savage, wearing a Democrat blue suit and a tie with a cropped white shirt revealing her midriff. Visible from the stage was also a sign that read, "Hotties for Harris." Don't you just love it? Because clearly Kabami does. Now, during the brief but energetic set, the Texas native and her dancers, who mirrored her dress with blue blazers, shorts, and full white shirts, but no ties, bounced through a handful of hits that also included Girls in the Hood, just before performing Body. Well, you can't leave out Body. That's her big hit, right? She made a strong campaign pitch for Harris, saying, "I know my ladies in the crowd love their body, and if you want to keep loving your body, you know who to vote for." All right, seconds into Savage, her last song, the Texas Southern University grad, a fellow HBCU alum to the VP, instructed the audience to make some noise for Miss Harris, our future president. This is all ghetto fabulous. Please pay attention. Her performance came in the final stretch of a tout rally with a playlist very reflective of the city in which it is held, including Welcome to Atlanta from super producer Jermaine Dupri, who was present to support Harris. At one point, Dupri produced Never Scared, who produced Never Scared, was played to emphasize that Harris was not afraid to debate a former President Donald Trump. I know. Now I'm really mad. And now I'm really annoyed because I know darn well that she didn't play Never Scared by Bone Crusher, because that's my theme song. I beg her pardon, but let me continue. Corey says, Dr. Shakur, did you see Nancy Pelosi's email concerning Black people? No, I didn't, but I'll gladly look it up. Thank you, beloved. I'm sure it was nefarious. Now, so goes on to say, various Democratic speakers, including former Georgia gubernatorial challenger Stacey Abrams and Senators John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock, fired up in the crowd. As the program's second speaker, Abrams reminded the crowd how Georgia saved the nation from Trump once before. In 2020, Abrams led the successful effort to turn Georgia blue for Biden-Harris, while also helping to elect 2 Democratic U.S. senators in Ossoff and Warnock to give the Democrats a slim advantage in the Senate. She also vowed that we will not go back. To applause, also peppered with chants to lock him up after describing the horrors Trump's presidency entailed, saying, we will do the work of making Kamala Harris not only someone who breaks ties in the Senate, but breaks barriers in the Oval Office. She ended to a thunderous applause. Well, you know, this all sounds good, but from what I heard, people got up and walked out. All right. People got up and walked out, quite plain and simple. But let me continue. Not long after Megan left the stage, Migos rapper Quavo unexpectedly stepped out to speak in support of Harris, with whom he's worked to resolve the gun violence issue. Oh, so Quavo's working against gun violence? Let me continue. This is all crazy. The issue hits very close to home for the Atlanta rapper who lost his fellow Migos member, Takeoff. Now, I want you all to pay attention. You see, this is all by design. It's no happenstance. Kabami specifically got Quavo because she knew that Takeoff had died, and that'll go along with her theme about gun violence. Okay, please pay attention. Now, goes on to say, also his nephew lost Takeoff, also his nephew, to gun violence in Houston almost 2 years ago. Speaking to his peers, the rapper said, the one thing I learned about working with Vice President Harris is she always stands on business. Urging those who may have never voted to vote in this election, he promised them that we're changing the culture again, in reference to the Migos genre changing star-making 2017 album Culture. Donald Glover famously referred one of its hit songs, Bad and Bougie, during his Golden Globes acceptance speech. Anyway, so with that all being said, and then they talked about women's reproductive health and additional threats outlined in Project 2025. Let me tell you all something. Queen Sam said Plaid spoke for her too. I'm not surprised. But here's the thing. This is what I want you all to pay attention to. At the end of the day, when they talk about Project 2025 and they talk about women's reproductive health, I don't like the fact that they always want to focus that on Black women. See, they want Black women to get abortions. They want you to continue to get rid of your children. They want you to continue to use abortion as a method of birth control. That's what they want you to do, because they want your numbers, your birth rates to go down. Okay, let's not forget that there are numerous ways to commit genocide upon a people. Okay, you can do that by taking all of the people, many of the people out. You can also do it by sterilizing people, which is what Ahmadiyyah. Okay. Remember Ahmadiyyah? I talked about him yesterday. Okay. One of the people that's goody on Trump. Well, that's something that he is a proponent for. Sterilization of people that he thinks has a low IQ. Okay. So please pay attention. But also to get abortions. Okay. That's another way to depopulate or to commit genocide on the people at the end of the day. All right. So please pay attention. They always market this to us. And let's not forget where those clinics where they perform these procedures are. They're in our neighborhoods, not in the suburbs. Okay. So when they talk about reproductive health and all of that, let's not act like they're doing us a favor. Okay. Because they're not. They're not. That's the one thing that I do agree with about that project. So likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to go to the footage. Let me see if this is it right here. I'm going to go to the footage of Kamala speaking. And I'm going to put an overlay. And I want you all to pay attention because, you know, someone said, some people have said that when she was in Atlanta, and I didn't go to her rally, even though I'm in Atlanta, I didn't go to her rally. But, you know, some people said that she actually was talking with a fake Southern accent. Did y'all hear about that? Did y'all hear about that? talking with a fake accent. I find it all so nefarious. But anyway, let's continue, because a couple of years ago, they also said she talked with a fake French accent. So I just have a whole lot of questions for Miss Kabami at the end of the day. Anybody in here who's mad about anything I'm saying, please just leave. Okay? Please just leave. Nobody cares. At the end of the day, if you want to sit here and support Kabami, go right ahead. I'm not telling you who to vote for, but I'm going to tell the truth about who she is and what she does, as well as everybody else who's running for election. Okay? Like it or hate it. All right. And so if you don't like it and you have a problem, you should just leave and exit stage left. Don't put slides, comments in the chat, because if I see them, you're getting blocked. Okay? Period. Point blank. Okay, here we go.
So, Georgia, it is so good to be back, and I am very clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state. And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024. Our administration worked on the most significant border security bill in decades. Some of the most conservative Republicans in Washington, D.C. supported the bill. Even the Border Patrol endorsed it. It was all set to pass. But at the last minute, Trump directed his allies in the Senate to vote it down. Right. He tanked the bipartisan deal because he thought it would help him win an election. Which goes to show Donald Trump does not care about border security. He only cares about himself. The momentum in this race is shifting. And there are signs that Donald Trump is feeling it. You may have noticed. So last week, you may have seen, he pulled out of the debate in September he had previously agreed to. Here's the funny thing about that. So he won't debate, but he and his running mate sure seem to have a lot to say about me. And by the way, don't you find some of their stuff to just be plain weird? Well, Donald, you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. Because as the saying goes, if you got something to say, say it to my face.
Okay, not said to her face. And so I did find the clip from Malcolm that I wanted to share. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you all can see that. This is where Malcolm is talking about how they use celebrities as political puppets. And that's exactly what Kabami did with Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, please pay attention. It's all nefarious.
The poll taken by Newsweek magazine, I think you said that this was the leaders who said that, who went with King and against Mr. Muhammad, around 90%. I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community. and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear. And it is an honor, actually, that they endorsed Dr. Martin Luther King and were against the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's actually an honor. Now, when you say that they also, in the same Newsweek poll magazine, I think the pollster said that he went into the Negro community and asked about the Muslims. And many Negroes whom he asked said, well, I never heard of the Muslims. Who are they? You know,
this is the rank and file we're talking about.
Now, when they got down to the rank and file, this was the answers that they got. This is equivalent to the situation in Kenya during the Mau Mau uprising, when many frightened whites in Kenya, Africa, would go among the Africans and ask them, what about the Mau Mau? And the African would say, I never heard of them. And the same white man who would ask the African this question and very naively believe what the African said, when he went to bed that night, he would lose his head. And usually the one who took his head was the same African who told him that afternoon he had never heard of the Mau Mau.
Except in the Newsweek poll, they used Negro interviewers.
You'll find that oftentimes Negroes are as much on guard around Negro interviewers, who usually represent the bourgeois element of Negroes, as they are on guard around whites. Usually Negroes know that when this bourgeois Negro walks through the door, he is not doing something that he's initiated himself, but he's involved in something in which the white man is the absolute author of and has sent him to the Negro community for some information. And when they give that Negro some information, usually they give him the information that they want him to take back to the white man, because that's who he's going to take it back to.
4 more minutes.
Our time is just about up, Minister Malcolm, and perhaps you could summarize and conclude by giving us, in your opinion, or in the opinion of Mr. Elijah Muhammad, what would be the ideal solution to the racial problem in the United States today?
Well, on Thursday, October the 3rd, the New York Tribune, in an editorial, pointed out in Boston, in an article called The Civil Rights Iceberg, they pointed out how Kennedy had realized that beneath the water, the civil rights whole problem was political suicide. Because in his own hometown, the head of the Board of Education, a woman named Mrs. Hicks, was running against the NAACP philosophy, and she swept aside all other opposition. The whole white community supported her in opposition to the NAACP's desire for integrated schools, integrated housing, and otherwise. So I say that to say this, that even the Jewish community, which is supposed to be pro-liberal, went against the NAACP. Whites are against integration in practice, but they're for it in principle. So the only solution is separation. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says that this can be brought about simply by letting our people be exposed to the truth about ourselves, about the white man, about our history and our condition in this country. And once we are exposed to the complete truth about things as they actually exist in this country, the masses of black people will choose complete separation from this entire system, political system, economic system, social system, and whatever other aspect or description.
Okay, so you all heard it. At the end of the day, Malcolm said it years ago, decades ago. Now just imagine Malcolm saying that decades ago. And now here we sit with the still foolish pandering going on continuously. Okay, I find it absolutely insulting, and as should we all. Okay, we should all find this absolutely insulting. Okay, Brandslayer TV says, yeah, they don't want us to know the truth, the full truth. Exactly. Exactly. So with that all being said, honey, I'm done with Kabami at the end of the day. But hold on, because there was a man from Australia who was talking about her choice of having Megan Thee Stallion performing. I'm gonna cue this video. Hold on just a moment, beloveds. Okay, you all listen to this. This is a man from Sky News Australia. So I'm not going to show the video, but I'm just going to play the audio. Okay. Hold on. I forgot to skip past the music. Hold on. Okay, I had to skip past because he showed a clip of Megan twerking and her music was playing. Okay.
Certainly a different tone, isn't it? And it's drawn some fire from conservatives and religious groups because the lyrics from this number by rapper Megan the Stallion are pretty explicit, relating to body parts and sexual acts. And the artist herself gave us a different kind of political endorsement. We're about to make history.
Okay, so he said she gave a different type of political endorsement. I want you all to pay attention. And so with that all being said, now listen, I want you all to hear what Judge Joe Brown said about Kabami. I'm going to put an overlay on the screen, and then I'm going to play an excerpt from this interview that he did. And then you all can decide whether or not you heard any lies detected. Okay, please pay attention. Okay, here we go. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share.
Everybody would be afraid to go against her because of what she can pass herself off as. And then you get somebody that's easy to control because she's lazy, because she is becoming incoherent, and because she's always tried to do the casting couch to get where she wants. Now, the problem is that'll get some.
Hold on. Let me stop for a second because I see someone said, Roddy said they claiming Joe is mad because, hold on. Where did the comment go? Okay, they're claiming Joe is mad because he didn't get top from Kamala. Well, here's the thing. I don't believe that because she was messing around with Willie Brown. And I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, Judge Joe Brown looks a whole hell of a lot better than Willie Brown ever did. Okay, I'm sorry, say what? I doubt that is the issue, but let us continue. Likes up.
Somebody to a certain level quickly. But you can't get past that level if you don't have competence and talent. So my thing about it is if I'm crude about it, in this city years ago, I used to represent a whole bunch of pimps and hoes, and I know a hoe when I see one. And I say this, I don't care, women, you do what you want to do if you want to have recreational sex, but when you do the casting couch or anything else for professional purposes to get paid or advance, you a hoe. And she's old hoe. And the problem is what is she supposed to do? Somebody, one of her sycophant slaves comes up and unwraps her in a carpet naked at Putin's feet, and he says, oh yeah, I'm Julius Caesar. He said, no, I got better stuff here already. Plus, I don't want you anyway, you old woman. Get on up, you know.
I'm going to fast forward.
Was 5 years in the penitentiary, 4.5 years suspended, 5 years probation. The woman wound up sitting on a bench outside Sybil Branch.
Hold on, let me back up. Hear what he's talking about right here.
There was a liquor store they like to patronize on the way home. And it was a good liquor store, but it got held up a lot. So Kamala's solution was not go get the crooks, but close down the liquor store so nobody would be troubled by it. See, that kind of philosophy. Or you've got the serial killer who's got 6 victims, and the families are writing protest letters to her, not hurry up and do something, not why are you giving the guy such a light deal, is why don't you let this man plead guilty to life without parole instead of delaying it for 7 years, trying to make political hay out of it. I was caught up in a thing where this woman who was supposed to be a financial specialist wound up embezzling a lot, $1.5 million from me, about 15 million from some other black celebrity on the show. And they laughed one time when we all went to a happy hour and said,
okay, I'm gonna stop right there because I haven't listened to this, so I don't know what all Judge Joe Brown says. But you clearly heard that he called her a garden tool. Okay, he called her a garden tool, for lack of a better word. Now, I'm not gonna say she's a garden tool, but I know that Willie Brown was her sugar daddy. That man was 30 years older than her. We cannot absolutely believe that he was clearly her love interest. And not to mention he was still married anyway. Okay, so clearly a sugar daddy. But anyway, I digressed. All right, so with that all being said, listen to this. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, Trump, let's talk about him, because Trump is supposed to speak at Black Journalist Convention as Harris erases his lead in the polls. Donald Trump is set to field reporters' questions at the National Association of Black Journalists, their annual convention in Chicago on Wednesday, as he retools his presidential campaign to combat his likely rival, Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, the Republican nominee Q&A before a live convention audience expected to focus on the biggest issues facing the Black community. Okay, Trump will be speaking with Fox News anchor Harris Faulkner, ABC News senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott, and politics reporter Kadia Goba of Semaphore. It will be live streamed at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the group's Facebook and YouTube pages. Now, the event gives Trump, who won just 12% of the Black voters in his 2020 election, which he lost to Biden, as we know, it gives him an opportunity to directly appeal to voters of color. But he may have more trouble courting these voters in a competition against Harris, who is the first Black person, first woman, and first person of South Asian descent to serve as a vice president. Now, some polls already show that Harris has more support among Blacks, Latino, and young voters than Biden did before she replaced him as the de facto Democratic nominee. Now, on Tuesday, a new Bloomberg Morning Consult survey of key swing states found that Harris has effectively eliminated Trump's lead in the 7 battlegrounds, likely to determine which candidate wins the Electoral College. Now, the Trump campaign, in a press release Monday night announcing his NABJ appearance, claimed that he accomplished more for Black Americans than any other president in recent history. Now, the decision by the NABJ, the nation's largest association of journalists of color, to host Trump quickly spurred a backlash both inside and outside the group. Convention co-chair Karen Athia resigned her position on the eve of the event, writing in a social media post, saying, "To the journalists interviewing Trump, I wish them the best of luck." She added in a follow-up post, "While my decision was influenced by a variety of factors, I was not involved or consulted within any way with the decision to platform Trump in such a format." Now, NABJ President Ken Lemon, responding to the Trump event, wrote on X that the group understands the serious work of our members and welcome the opportunity for them to ask the tough questions that will provide the truthful answers that Black Americans want and need to know. Tia Mitchell, an Atlanta Journal-Constitutional correspondent and NABJ program co-chair, defended the move, saying that it is in line with invitations NABJ has sent to every presidential candidate in the past few decades. Harris, however, will not be at the convention. Now, while then candidate Biden had planned to attend the event, a person familiar with Harris's plans told NBC News that the vice president could not fit a convention appearance into her schedule this week. Okay, Harris's overlapping plans include attending the funeral of the late Representative Sheila Jackson Lee and the ongoing process of selecting a running mate. Now, that person said that the NABJ had declined a request by Harris's team to let the vice president appear for a virtual fireside chat or to schedule an in-person event with the group at a later date. Okay, so anyway, speaking of the running mate that she's going to choose, do you all have any idea who she's going to choose? I'm still thinking Pete Buttigieg. He's a good debater. He's a good debater. Now, listen to this. Now, we talked about Project 2025 several times. Okay, at least I talked about it twice. But now it's interesting because they say Project 2025 director steps down amid backlash from Trump. So let's get into it. I'm going to keep. Okay, so here's what they say. The director of the Project 2025, the conservative blueprint for a potential second Donald Trump term, has stepped down amid intense criticism, including from the former president. Now, Paul Dance, a former top advisor in Trump's administration, steered Project 2025 as it carved a leading role in shaping discourse around what conservatives dreamed that they could accomplish if Republicans won back the White House. Now, while a source with knowledge of the planning said Project 2025 would be effectively ending in policy operations, others familiar with the matter noted that it was always the plan to move on to the next phase now, and efforts to build a conservative personnel apparatus would continue. Project 2025's plans to radically reshape the federal government and American life spelled out in detail in an exhaustive 900-page playbook provided ample fodder to Democrats to warn against Trump's return to power. Now, in recent months, Trump has lashed out against Project 2025, claiming some of its ideas absolutely are ridiculous and abysmal. Okay, he strained to distance himself from the work, claiming he had no idea who is behind it. Said he had no idea who's behind it. Well, we know that's a lie, but let me continue. Okay. Top Trump advisor Chris LaCivita recently referred to Project 2025 as a pain in the ace for the Trump campaign. Now, Dan's departure was confirmed in a statement to CNN Tuesday by Dr. Kevin Roberts, the president of the Heritage Foundation, okay, the group that launched Project 2025. In addition to stepping down from Project 2025, Dan's is also leaving the Heritage Foundation. They say under Paul Dan's leadership, Project 2025 has completed exactly what it set out to do, bringing together over 110 leading conservative organizations to create a unified conservative vision, motivated to devolve power from the unelected administrative state and return it to the people. This tool was built for any future administration to use. Now, LaCivita and Susie Wiles, both Trump campaign managers, said in a statement that the Trump team has been very clear for over a year that Project 2025 had nothing to do with the campaign, did not speak for the campaign, and should not be associated with the campaign or the president in any way. Now, they continued, saying that reports of Project 2025's demise would be greatly welcomed and should serve as notice to anyone or any group trying to misrepresent their influence with President Trump and his campaign. It will not end well for you. Now, a spokesperson for Heritage, though, said despite Dan's exit, work will continue on the current phase of Project 2025, which is a nationwide search to fill a Trump administration with loyal conservatives. Now, Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign made clear on Tuesday that the change of leadership will not stop its efforts to share Project 2025's contents with voters. Harris has made criticizing Project 2025 a centerpiece of her early campaign for the presidency, picking up right where President Joe Biden left off. Project 2025 is on the ballot because Donald Trump is on the ballot. This is what Harris's campaign manager, Julie Chavez Rodriguez, said. This is his agenda, written by his allies, for Donald Trump to inflict on our country. Hiding the 922-page blueprint from the American people doesn't make it less real. In fact, it should make voters more concerned about what else Trump and his allies are hiding. Project 2025 includes many policy priorities that are aligned with those of the former president, especially as they relate to cracking down on immigration and purging the federal bureaucracy by making it easier to dismiss civil servants and career officials. But Project 2025 has lately become a lightning rod for the ideas Trump hasn't explicitly backed. Within the group's seminal work, Mandate for Leadership are plans to ban pornography, reverse federal approval of the abortion pill, mifepristone, I think that's how you pronounce it, the name of the pill. Now, exclude the morning after pill and men's contraceptives from coverage mandated under the Affordable Care Act. Make it harder for transgender adults to transition and eliminate the federal agency that oversees the National Weather Service. Its detailed plans also run counter to Trump's push for a streamlined GOP platform, absent any language that Democrats could yield against Republicans this cycle. Still, Trump's efforts to keep the organization at arm's length were complicated by his close ties to the people behind it. And this is what I talked about yesterday, okay? I told you all about the people that he's tied to that absolutely are behind it. Now, at least 140 people who worked in the Trump administration had a hand in the project, okay, according to a CNN review. And that's what I told you all on yesterday, including more than half of the people listed as authors, editors, and contributors to Mandate for Leadership. Nobody embodied the shift from Trump insider to Project 2025 champion more than Dan's. Dan served as chief of staff at the U.S. Office of Personnel Management during the Trump administration, where he served as a liaison between the agency and the White House. He told a gathering of conservative broadcasters earlier this year in Nashville that he intended to work for Trump again if he wins. He also assured Trump supporters that Project 2025 would become a reality if the former president returned to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. That's the address of the White House for those who don't know. Now, in June, he told former Trump advisor Steve Bannon's War Room podcast that Project 2025 was going to be a D-Day invasion plan and urged listeners to flood the zone with us. Okay, saying that we're going to make this happen under President Trump. And this is ultimately his direction and his team's direction. Okay, so they can sit down somewhere as far as I'm concerned. That's what they can do. So anyway. Hold on, beloveds. Okay, so I'm going to share this video. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. And I'm going to put up my overlay so you all can see what they have to say about this.
Conservative Heritage Foundation. What stands out to you when you compare the two platforms?
You know, what's most interesting to me, I think to start with, is one, they are not necessarily the same. And I think it's been very clear from the very beginning. And despite the former president saying he doesn't know anything about Project 2025, as you note, there are several top officials from his former administration, likely future officials in a prospective second term, that work with the Heritage Foundation's group known as Project 2025. However, there are some very significant differences in the platform. One, the platform, at least compared to past years, significantly shorter, very much written in Trump's own voice. And it diverges on critical issues that are not just a Project 2025 issue, but also Republican orthodoxy for decades, like abortion. This was a behind-the-scenes fight. The former president has made clear he no longer supports a federal ban. He had supported a 20-week ban. It diverges from Project 2025 fairly significantly, takes the ban language off the table entirely, does attempt to mollify Christian conservatives by alluding to the 14th Amendment, which they believe says that life starts at conception. But it's very different from Project 2025 in the sense that they lay out in their proposal, in that 900-page playbook, that the federal government, both Congress and unilaterally from the executive branch, should be doing everything in their power to protect the unborn. That could be executive orders, that could be legislation, that would almost certainly be a federal ban that they support. Trump is not in that place. He's made that clear, and it's very much so underscored in the platform.
Are there areas where you see, where else do you see divergence? Where else do they split?
I think what's interesting, cultural issues are central to Project 2025, and they've been central very much in the former president's campaign as well. But one where they diverge is on the issue of gay marriage. It is not an issue that is listed in the platform. That is a change from the 2016 platform, which carried over into 2020. And that is a difference between where the Trump campaign is, where this platform is, and where Project 2025 has been listing in Project 2025 that they believe that government grant programs should be made available to faith groups that make very clear that marriage should be between a man and a woman. In this platform, any reference to issues with gay marriage or conversion therapy, anything of that sort, not in there at all. President splitting from groups on that front.
Yeah, I think I saw some gun rights enthusiasts also expressing dismay that there wasn't anything in the Republican platform about guns. I think I've read that. What about areas where they're aligning Project 2025 and the Republican platform?
We should make something very clear here. There are a lot of areas where they align on policy issues that the president cares deeply about none more so than the issue of immigration. We've heard the president repeatedly say he will implement on day one the largest deportation program ever, referencing a 1950s era program helmed by Dwight D. Eisenhower. This is something Project 2020.
Okay, so you all heard that. So Trump says he's going to get rid of all these illegal immigrants the first day in office. He's going to have a mass deportation. Is that what he says? Okay, so with that all being said, likes up, everyone please like and share. All right, so before I close out, I have one more thing to discuss, but let me have a word from my sponsor.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
All right, so be sure to visit Etsy for at Lisa Crafts at Etsy and Walmart.com to get your 12 tribes. Okay, so now with that all being said, here's the thing. Hold on. Hold on, beloveds. Hold on just a second. I'm checking on something. Okay, so I was looking for Nancy Pelosi's email about black people that someone put in the chat. I forgot who put it in the chat, but I was looking for it. I don't see it. I don't see it. But anyway, here's the thing. I want also to say that someone sent me a clip where someone said that Kamala Harris was not Kamala Harris, that her mother, Shyamala Harris, or Shyamala Gopin, or whatever her last name is, said that her mother was a Black Panther. I'm sorry, say what? Somebody said that Kabami's mother was a Black Panther. No, she wasn't. Now, they did say that her and the father were activists and that they were part of some group, but they were absolutely not Black Panthers. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, her mom was not a Black Panther. And in fact, someone sent me the clip, and it was fake Nancy Drew, aka Tisa Tales, that said that. This lady was not a Black Panther. Okay, I know that for a fact. I come from a line of Black Panthers. Okay, I told you all before. With that all being said, I mean, just trying to make her more Black, I guess, trying to cape for her, putting out lies. Her mother was never a Black Panther. Okay, I'm not going to say they weren't activists and went to some protests or whatever, but she definitely was not a Black Panther. That's also crazy, right? So first of all, she's not Black. Her mother's a whole Indian. So Black Panther, no, that's what she wasn't, okay? So I just wanted to clarify that for anyone who fell for the okie doke. People out here lying and painting narratives and trying to praise this woman, okay? But at the end of the day, Alan says she ain't Black. That's why I am voting for a racist white man. Okay, beloved, whatever suits your fancy. Okay. DJ Big Six said people need to quit. Exactly, they do. I mean, like, if you want people to vote for her, why don't you speak on her politics, or go dig up some good things that she actually did and then put it out there. Don't sit up there and lie and paint narratives talking about this woman's mother was a Black Panther. No, she wasn't. Okay, sit down somewhere. All right. And this is the same person who said that I want to take her receipts. Girl, you tell too many lies for me to ever want to use any of your receipts ever. All right. Her policies are dangerous to us as Kelly Goodman. Okay. And so at the end of the day, let me tell you something. I am sick and tired, like I told you, of these Democrats pandering to us by doing stereotypical BS, acting like we're all over-sexualized and acting like we all just want to see people out here twerking and we just got to get ghettofied and act like we're straight up out of the hood, okay, and all of this foolishness. Like, they can't come to us and speak intellectually. They can't get Black people who are educated to come and sit down and talk with us and try to convince us to vote for them. They can't go get any judges. They can't go get any district attorneys. They can't get anyone that has some sense. Okay, nobody's listening to Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, nobody with sense anyway. What does she know about politics? Probably as much as Cardi B does. Okay, well, maybe Megan knows a little bit more because she did go to college. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is having somebody getting up on the stage singing vulgar lyrics and twerking, shaking butts and all that. That's not the way to do it. And then talking about hotties for Harris. Now, I know that they think that we're all low vibrational idiots and that we don't have any common sense and that we're clearly fond of stereotypical BS. That's what they seem to think. But I can assure you that it's quite frankly an insult to our intelligence. It is disrespectful, and especially seeing as how they don't ever do this to anyone else. They don't do these things to any other community than us. Okay, that's what they don't do. So anyway, with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in once again. Please like and share. Also, don't forget to tune in for the backup channel. I'm going live on there right after this. I'm already a little late because I was supposed to start it like 15 minutes ago. Okay. So moderators, please put the link to the backup video, the video on the backup channel. Please put that link in the chat. We got to talk about how the police punched this Black man who was handcuffed, hands behind his back, punched him in the face. And then also more information on Sonia Massey. And this 340-pound woman sat on this 10-year-old child and killed him. Now, if you ask me, she looks like she weighs a whole lot more than 340 pounds. And I know that's a lot, but she looks like she weighs even more than that. Okay, so I just want you all to pay attention. Okay, so like up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. I will be live on the spiritual channel today at 6:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so don't miss out. All right. So everyone, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Hey, yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done.